certain secular people or being around a lot of secular Jews turned you off to Judaism and turned you towards spirituality. So help me understand what that means. What does spirituality mean?
Well, first, let me be clear about this. It's well known to the world that not a large majority of Jewish people are not practicing Judaism. They're considered Jewish. They appear to be Jewish. They support Israel, but they're very not traditionally Jewish. And they seem to be very good at making money and having a good time. And I got privy to see the shallowness of their lives. And that was it was almost as important as seeing the heavens open up in my other modes. So, you know what I'm saying? Is it's almost as important to see the emptiness of physical existence as it is to be privy to see spirituality. So that was a really important thing.
Yes,
not
we never know what's behind
not
it.
everybody has that gift of being around quote unquote very, very successful people who were very, very unhappy.
Right.
It's important.
Yeah, when I depends on which context, but sometimes when I talk about my story and explain where I had a certain breaking point that I knew that I needed something different, it came early for me, my early 20s, but one of it was hitting certain financial goals and being utterly disappointed at how meaningless they were.
I literally jumped over all of that. I knew that money would not make me happy. And I literally jumped over that whole thing and went straight into spirituality.
So what does spirituality mean? What do you mean by that? Is that Buddhism? What do you...
So
What are you referring to?
I, from a very early age, knew that there was a higher reality, and I've been on that inner search from age 20.
And what did that look like at first? At first, was it a rejecting of sorts of Judaism?
Well,
Or what you thought Judaism was?
No, there's no need to reject because I wasn't, it wasn't my lifestyle. I was into meditation and even the recreational things that young people do. For me, it was spiritual. Everything was spiritual. It was in search.
Recreational,
of
you mean
higher-
psychedelics or things like
Yeah.
that? Got it, okay.
So it was all in search of a meaning, search of inner truth. And I don't know if it's too early to go into, but at the Malava Malka that I spoke at, the first thing that I said was a true story that reads like a parable that Rabbi Nachman said, and also the first thing that Rav Simcha Bunim would tell his students is this true story about Rav Isaac of Krakow. This very poor man, and he had a dream, and it kept coming back, that in Prague, under a bridge, is a treasure. And he had never been to Prague, and he couldn't believe, why is this dream coming back to him, until finally he had to travel to Prague. And sure enough, even though he had never been to Prague in his life, he saw that bridge, and he knew that underneath that bridge is a treasure. But there was a problem. There were guards all around, soldiers. So he came back every day until finally they recognized him. He said, "What are you doing here?" So he told the truth. He says, "There's a treasure under here. Let's split it." So the guard laughed. He says, you Jews are all dreamers. I also had a dream last night that in this little town called Krakow, in this little shack in the kitchen underneath the stove is a treasure. He recognized by the description that that's his house. He recognized that the whole thing was to get him to understand that it's by him. He literally went home, dug, found the treasure, and built a shul that people visit till today. What's the moral of the story? Is that stop looking for God in South America. Stop running, looking everywhere in the world by this person, that person. The real tzaddik will tell you that it's inside. It's really inside of you. Your soul is a portion of God. It's a search. There's a lot to talk about because even though it's simple to say, it does need a map, it does need understanding, and that's what I do.
But how important is that search in the story? Meaning, how important is it to know that there's nothing there before we can look earnestly under our own stove?
It's pretty important because there, today especially, there's so much out there, and it's in front of you. It's all on your phone. You know that there's this, that, and other thing. And you know that there are people who will testify that it's great. It helped me. So it's almost as if people are distracted all the time by things other than their real treasure. So, and especially today, that unfortunately we live in an age where you just get in a car, step on the gas, and go 100 miles an hour. People don't want to work hard. It's hard to work hard. So when you get out of the mode of recognizing the truth of no pain, no gain, so you're looking for an easy fix. You're looking for easy spirituality. You just want to go to a kumsitz and feel good. That's great. A kumsitz is good, but it's not necessarily the inner work that we all need to do.